Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to make money in the market or to just learn from the market. But first, y'all, let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, let's get started. So we are now looking at the VIX, y'all, and yesterday I could see that the VIX and the SPY was not off, that were not how they normally are. Let me say it that way. Normally when the VIX is up, the SPY is down. Well, yesterday it was an imbalance. Something was off, and we saw that we had a very strong move to the upside for the VIX and a very sharp move to the downside for the SPY. So as of now, yesterday we hit this high of 1950, came down off of that back to this zone here as a gathering spot. We knew that this 1755 could be a support area, and this area here at 1790 could be around that area, could be a resistance area. So where are the trouble places for the VIX today? It will definitely need to break back above, let's see, 1803 is going to be a trouble place for us, or could be a trouble place for us. Let's say it that way, right? So if we break the 1803 area, we can come back to 1832, 1844, 1871, 1886. And if we break that, we can come back to this 1904. Now, if we break this 1904, as you can see, we have a lot of little areas that could very well stop us out for the VIX. However, breaking above the 1936, we could very well come back and retest this 1950 area. So I would say watch that if you trade the SPY today. Be careful and mindful of those. I always go back to look at the VIX kind of because it gives me an idea of what's going on with the SPY. So to the downside, support places or areas for the VIX 1755, 1738 or 39, and 1721. If we should break that, as you can see, we have a lot of layers of support, so I would definitely watch around the 1701 area. So that is the VIX. Now we are going to the SPY. The SPY closed at 584.64. Y'all, this move yesterday was interesting. A high of 592.06 and a low of 580.50. That is a very sharp decline. So I would say trade carefully, right? So we bounced off of this 580. That hammer here gave us a signal that we could very well move back to the upside, and that's exactly what it did. So if you traded the SPY yesterday, congratulations. Now, where are we today? It looks like we've been consolidating or moving to, in a zone or gathering spot, as I like to say. So I always try to find out where are the trouble places to the upside. If by chance we break, let's say, beyond the 586.67, that's where we are now. If we break that level, 587.17, and if we break that, 587.58, 588.13, 588.58, which is our ATR trailing stop as of now. If we break that level, 588.93, and there's 589.27. Now, this 589.27, if we break that, 589.46 was an area of strong resistance, in my opinion. So I would watch that. Well, in my opinion, 589.46. And if we break that, 590.10, 590.89, those are going to be resistance areas, or could be possible resistance areas for the SPY. Now, to the downside, as you can see, there's a lot of support in this area here. So I would say if by chance the SPY break under 585.50 or 585.52, we could very well come back to this 585.29. Now, if we break this 585.29, we have a lot of layers of support down here. I would watch under 584.08. So from 585.29 down to the 584.08. And if we should break that level, 583.45, and again here at 582.77. Now, if we break that 582.77, we could very well come back to 582.19, and again here at 581.32. Breaking the 531.82, we could very well come back and retest the 581.50. So if you trade the SPY today, keep in mind it is kind of still trading in a gathering spot or a zone. I would try to mark some levels and set some alerts and trade carefully. Tesla is Tesla. I say that often, right? So Tesla closed at 379.28. Just seeing Tesla at 379, considering we just come off of a really strong move that we made to the upside. So as of now, where are the trouble places for Tesla? We are trading in a zone. That's why it's so important to go back and mark the levels of those highs and lows, support and resistance, because we're going to use them again at some point, right? So pre-market support as of now, 379 or 379.68, and it looks like we're breaking that. So we could very well come back down to this level, let's say 376.17. So we're breaking out of it. Looks like it's trying to break back to the downside. So I will watch that level of 375.99. Yeah, around 375.99. If we break that 374.23, 373.20, 371.61, 371 even, and if we break 371, we could very well come back to 362.79, 360.64. So those are support areas for Tesla. Now back to the upside, breaking back above, let's say this area, it's kind of like the zone here, 383.23. We could find some resistance area around 384.91, 386.99, 387.67, and 390.42. If we break that level, 392.73, 394.18, and again at 397.16. So if you trade Tesla, those are some places for support and resistance, y'all. I say trade carefully, and once it goes against your why, just get out, live to trade another day instead of blowing your account. Have the discipline to set your stop losses, and set your stop losses. So let's go to AMD today just to see where we are. AMD closed at 120.63, and as you can see, y'all, it looks like we're trading in a zone here. Price is just in this area as of right now. So where are the trouble places? Back to the upside, we will need to break back above this area, which is around the 121.46. We need to break back above that. If we should break that level, we could possibly have trouble again, 121.73. If we break that level, we could possibly have trouble at 122.15. That is the ATR trailing stop. In my opinion, strong support or resistance, depending on where it is, right? In this case, it is a resistance area. 122.15, if we break that, 122.35. If we break that 122.35, we can have trouble around 122.64. Those are areas to the upside for AMD. If you trade AMD, trade carefully. Now, if we break that 122.64, we could very well come back and retest the 120. Let's see. I always try to go to the body of these candles here. 122.90, we could possibly have trouble in this area here. Now, breaking that, we can retest the 123.14. To the downside here, 121.12. If we break that level, we come back to this area of support, which is around 120.91, where the top of this body of these candles are, which is around that 120.91. And if we should break that, 120.68 could very well be a support area for us for AMD. And breaking that, the price came back to this area here around 120.03. So those are areas of support and resistance for AMD. If you trade AMD today, I say often, y'all, trade carefully. We are now looking at NVIDIA. We closed here at 138.31. It looks like we are we are consolidating. Support is around 139.12. Resistance was here around 139.58. If we should break the level of 139.75, we could possibly have trouble 140.05. Again at 140.40. Again here at 140.63. If we break the 140.63, 140.95, and breaking that 141.36, those are areas we could possibly have trouble for NVIDIA. Now, to the downside, under 139.10, we could very well have trouble around 138.85. That could be a support area for us. Now, if we lose that level, we have a few layers of support here, so I would watch the 138.46 area, breaking that 138.26 and 137.98, which is not far from that the ATR trailing stop. Again, in my opinion, strong support or resistance. In this case, it is a support area for us. Now, if we break that 137.98, we can find support here at 137.45, again at 137.14, and 136.67. We have a lot of support areas here from 136.67 down to 136.16. So we could very well come down to either one of those places and get, find support and move. So that's an area I would definitely set an alert. Interesting candle here, right? I would set an alert to watch here to let me know if something has taken, broken past this level. That candle just kind of had me at a like, ooh. Okay, so 136.14, under that 135.67, and again at 134.91 for Nvidia. So again, if you trade Nvidia today, I will definitely watch those levels, and I say often, y'all, trade carefully. Anything is possible, nothing is guaranteed. We are looking at Apple. We closed at 243.85, y'all. Look, price has been trading in this zone. We've been here before. We've been in this area before. So support for Apple as of now, 242.40. Resistance areas as of now, 243.21. Again at 244.08, 244.66. And if we break that level, we've broken through the 50 EMA and the ATR trailing stop. So I will watch Apple beyond 144.66. And if we could break that, 145.20, and if we should break that, 145.76, and breaking that level brings us back to all of this area here, which is around 246.55. So those are areas to the upside that I will watch for Apple. Now to the downside, if we break where we are now at the 240 area, we can come back. You can see here prices came to this area, 241.94. That's where the body of these candles are here. If we break that level, we can come back to 240.21, breaking that 239.77. So if by chance you trade Apple today, I would definitely watch those levels. I was about to say it's an inside day candle. It is not. We do have a few inside day candles for today. HUT is one of them, HUT. If by chance it break above this level here of 22.24, we have an upside target of 22.87. Now to the downside, under $20.73, $20.32 is the target, and HUT normally moves about $2.69. That could be in either direction, so trade carefully. KOSS, KOSS, is also an inside day candle above 772, gives us 781 as a target. Under 732 gives us 725 as a downside target. KOSS normally moves about 52 cents per day. So if you trade that, I say trade carefully. And United States, USTS, X is the signal, is the ticker X, and that is X3M. That is not, Twitter is not that. So let me make sure I cleared that up. But X is an inside day candle. So above 34.39, 35.32 is the target. Under 32.39, 30.86 is the target to the downside. X normally moves about $1.59 per day. So if you trade X, which is not the ticker, not Twitter, it is, I don't know why I keep getting mixed up on that, but X is an inside day candle. So I say trade often, trade carefully, y'all. Let's go back to the SPY just to see where we are, and y'all see how congested my charts are on a daily chart. And sometimes I have to go back and, I make it visible for me. And that's what charting, it's what works best for you, and coming up with a strategy that works best for you. I need all of these because this is something that I trade often. So the SPY is coming down. Looks like we got rejected here, and it looks like we're coming down. So I would definitely watch it under this 586.08 area. We have a lot of support places. So again, I'm watching the SPY under 585.29. What's interesting is sometimes we can get in the market and we can look at a smaller time frame. Here it looks like we're just trading in a gathering spot and not really going anywhere. And when we look at this here, we have to be careful, because many people, if you're a scalper, you can get in and get out. But if you're in it at the wrong time, you're going to miss out, because technically we're just going sideways. So I wanted to point that out, y'all. Listen, I hope these videos are very, very helpful. This is what I see when I look at the market, and there's so many ways to trade the market, and what's important is finding a way that works best for you. So I hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very productive day. If you could, please like, share, comment, subscribe, because we learn and we grow together. Until next time, y'all, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.